Hello everyone, welcome to my diagramming video. I'm going to be talking about animal behavior, which is basically just, you can break it down into the choices that animals make. You can look at examples such as signals or maintenance behavior, and something I thought of for maintenance behavior was like grooming, like we saw one of our projects was seen in the class in gorillas, I think. And then signals such as like neurotransmitters that we learned about in the nervous system. There are two different types of drive or motivation for every animal behavior, and those are called, there's proximate cause and there's an ultimate cause. So a proximate cause is what is immediately responsible. We consider how the mechanisms work, as well as like what causes the behavior, what was the need, what does it fulfill, what's this behavior fulfill. The ultimate cause is what we consider the real reason that this animal behaves this way. It's why, in the end, the animal's driven to behave that way. We consider kind of the overall fitness and how it compares over different, like the consequences of the individual's success. So think about, I used an example of a crying baby. So this behavior, a baby crying. The proximate cause, maybe he's hungry, maybe he's cold, but he needs some sort of attention that is like life-giving attention. And maybe he needs his mom. The ultimate cause is that part, that life-giving part. So you think of why. The behavior is, yeah, he needs this, he needs this, he needs this, but the overall cause is if an individual baby didn't cry when they had a need, they would not survive. And that is, it's evolutionarily significant. So this is kind of how we understand the development of animal behavior, but we have to consider both proximate cause and ultimate cause to fully understand how animals behave and what drives them. There are four approaches for analyzing the effect of these causes evolutionarily for animals. First is called comparative psychology. This is evaluating how animals learn, especially compared to us. Think about a dog doing tricks like sitting or going up on its hind paws when you have a treat. It's not something that serves the dog in their normal evolutionary life without humans, but it is how we compare them to other animals. You can think about a lab rat who has memorized how to go through a maze or press a button, or you can even use this example of a monkey like using sign language, which like is not something, they're not communicating with other monkeys or other animals or fulfilling some niche. They're just like doing sign language with humans, and that's something that we evaluate them as more evolved kind of because of it, or it's a way to compare. It's a way to compare like the evolutionary behaviors, but only compared to humans, unfortunately. Number two is called ethology. This is what we focused a lot on. And this is how animals behave in natural conditions, especially like species communication. So like interspecific communication within one species, like how a cottontail uses its tail to warn others to flee, or how honeybees all have a communal care for the larva, which is also seen in termites and ants. And finally, we consider this hierarchical organization of like an animal interactions. So we see like the wolf would be first, primary apex predator, and then the like carnivorous bird or falcon or hawk would be second. And then unfortunately our bunny would be third on the, but that's how we evaluate it with ethology. And then a third way is called behavioral ecology. This is how animals interact with their environment. This is like how a squirrel forages, or how mating behaviors, territorial behaviors, which we saw in the mallard ducks. And this lizard sunning itself was, I thought, a good example for habitat selection, which is behavioral ecology. And then the fourth one is sociobiology. This is the evolution of social behavior over time, how animals interact And Darwin focused on this for his theory of evolution, and you can kind of understand it when you think about the finch beaks in the Galapagos and his work with that. And this kind of leads into something called the biological species concept. And this is actually our definition of a species, or kind of a taxa at the end of our cladogram. But it's when one or more individual can interbreed and have fertile offspring in natural conditions. And yeah, that's how we define a species. But thank you for listening to my presentation.